How's it going, guys? My name is Pagona and welcome back to another episode of my upcoming games series. In this video we're going to talk about a game that was actually originally released in 1997. Now I'm sure most of you are probably wondering why I'm going to talk about a game that was released in 1997, and that is because this game is being remade and actually released not too long from now, I believe. I don't think there is a release date that has been announced, but it's sometime this year. Yes. And they're aiming for the end of 2015 for a release date. So that is why I'm talking about it. Now, if any of you haven't caught on just yet, this game is called Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen, people like Best and Slot play this game, and it is a very, very good game, especially for, back then. In fact, back then it was fairly revolutionary, so, that's probably one of the reasons they wanted to remake the game. Either way, it was a very good game, and it kind of evolved around, it revolved around dinosaurs and such. So I guess this could technically be called like a story-based classic arc, if you really wanted to go that far. And it was originally released for Nintendo 64, and not long after, I think in the same year actually, it was released for Microsoft Windows. So quite an old game, but a company called Night Dive Studios, who are actually known for making a lot of classic PC titles a little bit more modernized. Things like System Shock and I think Darklands as well, I don't know. Either way, they have remastered a couple of titles, and this isn't necessarily going to look like a AAA next generation game. It's just going to be a bit more modernized. It'll probably look something similar to Counter-Strike or something like that, where the graphics aren't incredible, but they're pretty good. I think this is more based around other improvements and making it available for modern computers, and just, I guess, not letting the game die. And I really appreciate the studio for doing that, because it's not just for this game, but for all the other games. Certain games are out there that really did have an impact on people, and unfortunately those games tend to die. No matter how much of an impact it made on someone, the games do tend to die, unfortunately. Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, again, made a huge impact on me when I was younger, but I got bored of the game and it did kind of die. It is a game that I can play every now and then, but after a while it does get a bit boring, and obviously not many people play it anymore anyway, so the game is technically dead. But with companies like Night Dive Studios, who are doing Turok, and the guys over at Stingray Games, I think it's called, doing Primal Carnage Extinction and all of that, it's really nice to see, and I really do appreciate the studios for doing that. Either way, I've got a little bit of information, so if you guys don't know what Turok Dinosaur Hunter is, continue watching. Personally, I've never actually played the game, so all of this is new to me. I am reading all of this from like the Wikipedia page and stuff like that, so feel free to go and look at it yourself. But if you do want to learn about the game, then just stay for a little while. Anyway, I shouldn't really be talking too long about this game, because I don't want to say something that isn't true. Either way, I've got a quote here from Night Dive Studios, and they turned around and said that both games, because they are remaking another Turok, the second Turok, but they've turned around and said that both games will be getting a remastered PC version with enhanced graphics, and it'll be improved in other ways as well. They haven't given any specific answers as to what else is going to be improved, but it just says enhanced graphics and other improvements. They also turned around and said, or at least the CEO turned around and said, when Turok Dinosaur Hunter was first released, it was nothing short of revolutionary. To that point, no game had ever offered the combination of graphics and an open world environment that Turok featured. And they're actually really, really excited to bring it back with like today's gaming audience. And again, it's really nice to see that, and as I said earlier, that Turok was fairly revolutionary. So being able to kind of bring that to next generation should be quite interesting. I'm curious to see how they go about doing that, and kind of making it not necessarily as revolutionary, but making it, I don't know what the best word to use is, making it give an impact like the original game did. It would be quite interesting to see how they do go about doing that. And there is a quote here from, I believe, the Night Dive Studios website or something, I don't know. But they believe that classic video games should never be abandoned or forgotten. They should be available to play at any time, run out of the box without hassle of installing outdated drivers or using obsolete hardware. You know, movies are normally restored after a while. Books are normally, can't speak for all books, but books are normally digitalized and art is normally preserved to be appreciated for all time. So why should games be any different? Again, this is going back to bringing back old memories, stopping games from being forgotten. It is really nice to see. So I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm definitely going to be putting this on my to playlist. Whether it's for YouTube or not, I don't know. It's probably leaning to more of a YouTube Let's Play, but I guess we'll see. Either way, if you guys are just interested in knowing when the update, or not update, when the new game comes out, I can't really tell you. Sometimes this year. I think they're aiming for probably about November, December time. But if you guys want to know what Turok is, stick around. I'm going to do like a 5-minute explanation, hopefully. So let's go. So Turok itself is a comic book universe, if you want to go about it that way, that features several different characters and such. And Turok Dinosaur Hunter is focused around one guy, one but one character in the universe, and his name is Tal'Set, or Turok. And he's basically a warrior that I don't really want to go into detail about the different names and stuff, but he's a warrior, and he's basically trying to stop this guy called the Campaigner, who's like an evil overlord that tries to find a weapon known as the Chronoceptor. Very interesting stuff. And the Chronoceptor is basically really powerful, and so powerful that it was broken into different pieces and scattered around the Lost Land, which I guess is the dinosaur land. And it's basically any good guy tries to fight an evil guy who's trying to make a weapon to destroy the world, basically, or take over the world in this case. And it's a fairly simple storyline, but it's got a bunch of different campaign levels. It is an open world game to some extent, but you've got to, you know, complete campaign levels and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really kind of an interesting game. The graphics are pretty poor, but I think I mentioned a couple of things. One of the guys who was over at Dinosaur Battlegrounds was actually recreating a fan-made upgrade or reboot, or whatever you want to call it, of this game, and he was doing quite well. He made a couple of the creatures. You've got normal things like raptors and triceratops and T-Rexes and stuff like that. The T-Rex is called Thunder, I believe. And the best part about it is that not everything is dinosaur related. It is like a huge array of different creatures. If I get some of them up now, I can kind of talk about them very quickly. But you got Thunder, the T-Rex. He's kind of like the big bad boss at some point or other. I believe is it on the last level? I can't quite remember. But either way, he's a T-Rex that is basically got robotic parts. It's really cool to see, and a lot of the different creatures have got like robotic parts, or they're kind of mutants or something like that. There's another one here that's like a crab, but it's got no legs from the looks of it. It's just like a bit of sludge with crab claws. Very strange creature. You got the Purlin, which is like a big, I don't know. The description is like a gorilla-like alien, but I guess it is. It's like a green gorilla. Very strange creature. You've got the Leaper, which is like I don't know what the best word to describe it. It's just a leaper. It's a cave dweller. It runs on all 4 legs. I'm guessing it jumps quite high. If any of you have watched Primeval, it's like those, what were they called? Were they called Predators or Predator X or something? Like those predators that came from the future and attacked a bunch of people. That's basically what it is. So that's cool to see. You've got cyborgs, obviously, because of the cyborg parts. You've also got actual robots. You've got an attack robot. You've got a defense turret, which isn't really a creature or whatever, but it's in the game and you got to try and kill it or destroy it. Alien infantry, basically just aliens with weapons. Triceratops, again, this looks like it's got, yeah, they're armored with dual rocket launchers. Raptor mech, this is like a raptor with mechanical parts. It looks like weapons. It looks like it's got a gun. Yeah, it's got a plasma cannon, so why the hell not? But all of this just proves how much of an awesome game this game is. It's just so bizarre. It really is. It's a comic book. That's what it is. There's no doubt about that. You know, it's not like you're going into this game and there's not robots everywhere. It's not like there's dinosaurs everywhere and you just got to ride them or tame them and kill them. It is literally these raptors, these triceratops, these T-Rex have all got robotic parts. They've got weapons. They've got cannons. they're coming after you, and they're not just going to pounce on you and maul you to death. They're going to shoot you with plasma cannons. How cool is that? It is a very odd game. I'm not going to deny that. But hopefully the reboot will bring, I guess, a new fan base to it. Some people obviously weren't born back then, and some people obviously were. Some people weren't old enough to get the game. Some people just didn't know of it. But either way, hopefully it kind of sparks some interest in the Turok series. I believe the comic books are still available. I don't know if they're still made at all. But you could probably buy them on eBay and stuff like that if you're ever interested. But it is a very, very odd game, and I can't wait to play it. I really can't. I watched the majority of Best in Slot's playthrough. It's interesting, but it was kind of exciting, and I did want to play it, but it's just that hassle of installing outdated drivers if you need to, and finding a game download or finding an actual physical copy of it. Normally that's quite rare, and if they are for sale, it's normally for quite a lot, so it's just too much hassle. So I'm glad they're making a remake. I can't wait to play it. And that's really all I can talk about in this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know I kind of rambled on for a little bit. There's just not much to talk about, and it is just the only way I can describe this game is awesomely weird. You know, who doesn't want a game where you can fight raptors with plasma cannons? I mean, come on. Really? You gonna say no? No, you're not. But either way, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, feel free to like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.